Oops.
So,
There I go.
whoops. Are you okay?
I'm good. There we go.
Okay. So we're live.
Oh.
And hi, I know
Oh.
you just saw me like 45 minutes ago, but I'm shooting the breeze this time with Jeffrey Davis. So
Hello.
thanks for being here, Jeff.
Oh, of course. It's great to shoot the breeze with you.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Because I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe the last time I was at Poor Boy, maybe in February or something.
must have been, yeah.
Yeah. And then the last time I spoke to you, I think, was when I was on your podcast with
Oh
George, and
yeah.
we were chastising him about "Are you ready?" like that.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was really
That was
funny.
that was funny.
He was dressed as
Oh,
Spider-Man or something outside your window. I forget.
yeah,
But
something
yeah, that
like
was
that. He was
great.
like scaling the walls outside on my building, on the side of my building, or so. Yeah. And then I
Oh,
razzed him about the roast.
yeah. Yeah, I saw that part. Felt like it was the only way to deliver it was with complete guilt. I can't be too confident about these ones. Huh?
So, how long have you been doing comedy?
Oof, like 3.5 years, I guess. Or what is it? October of 2016.
Oh, so going on 4, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting close to 4.
Oh wow.
So
Like,
yeah,
what was your
yeah.
motivation to start? Like, what got you started?
I've wanted to for like years, and I was like, I want to at least start in my 20s. So 2 months before my 30th birthday, I did my first stand-up show at at Absolute. Yeah,
Okay.
just because I
Wow.
wanted to. Just
It was
never had
just
the.
the Monday open mic that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How did it go?
Good for a first time. I did pretty good. Yeah,
Good.
I remember most people there I didn't even get to know because they're all from Montreal.
Ah.
So,
Okay.
Mike Tomafi, I remember, was on my first show. Like I
Oh,
followed him or
cool.
something. Yeah.
Is
For you,
I know I
for your
met you
viewers
at.
out there, Mike Tomafi is a stand-up comedian of note.
Is I think the very first time I met you was the first time I performed at Swizzles, and you were the feature.
Yeah.
And I remember what struck me was when you got up there and you did all those roasts that you wrote, like just watching the show. Like, does that come very easily to you? Because you're very good at it.
Comes a little easy to me.
A little easy.
When I
Okay.
do it in like Swizzles, I tend to like reuse a couple, which that I've used before, mix in with the new stuff I can think of. So I wish I was like a little better, but if I'm preparing for it, I can do pretty well. If I have like an hour of show and I know I'm gonna roast,
Okay.
yeah.
Because what is it like? Is it easier to roast? I'm assuming it's easier to roast somebody you know versus a stranger. Is that true?
Yeah, unless the stranger is like so unique. Like if they like, I don't know, have like fucking birds in their hair and like a big long beard, stuff like that, then of course go nuts. But yeah, if I don't know you, it's just I don't, and I also don't feel like I don't feel like I can go for the throat as much if we don't know each other and
Mm-hmm.
have a rapport, and I'm not a complete asshole. That's what I got going
So
for it.
that's what you got going for you. Not a complete asshole. That's good
Not,
though.
not a complete
Keep
one.
that. Keep that. Like, what is it that because I've never written a roast, I've never done a roast or anything. Is it like a caricature? Like just a verbal caricature?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like a really mean riddle. Honestly, they just kind of just switch. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, you just kind of piece it together. You're like, okay, what can I say about this person? I just name all the. Just have a list of like mean things about people. It's like it's like that book from Mean Girls. It's not even funny. It's just
Oh,
like,
the burn book. Yeah.
yeah, Like, what can I say about this person? Yeah, they smell. Oh, they have social issues. Like, this is just the ingredients to be funny, but just on page, it's just a list of mean things. So I just catch myself going, So,
Like, do you ever feel bad after you've roasted someone? Like, is that, or is it just like, oh, it's all in good fun and you just move on?
if I actually hurt someone, I would. But as far as I know, I haven't hurt someone. I probably
Have people
but,
come up to you and said, oh, that hurt my feelings? Like, has that ever happened?
No. I hope. I like to think that I open myself up for people to do that, but I probably don't. But people, if I offend you, let me know. I'll apologize. That's my guarantee.
What, like, is there anything in your set that, or not in your set, but is there anything like when you're preparing a set or thinking up premises and things like that that you'll stay away from, that you're like, I'm never going to write a bit or a joke about X?
No, I'm sure there are things I just won't, but I never think like that's off limits. Like I don't really do political stuff. I have tried, and I don't know, my act is just so corny. It just doesn't really fit with what's going on in the world today. I can't make puns about what's going on.
Yeah.
Silly stuff.
And what's been your, so far, almost 4 years in, what's been your best experience in stand-up and what's been your worst?
Best.
You don't have to limit it to one. If you have like a couple that.
Oh, there we go again. I'm gonna hold this here. I think. Yeah, there's a lot of bests. Like bring it back to roasts. Like there's a few roasts where I feel like that was some of my favorite time in comedy. It's just like the Dirty Bird roast they did over the summer. I thought that was a great show. Again, famous Mike Tomafi was there. I beat him. It's always good to beat Mike. And I don't know, a couple summers ago when I got through the first round of the Yuck Yucks comp, and I got to meet Tom Green. And I think, he did some time after me. So technically,
that's
Tom
cool.
Green. Yeah. And so that was, I don't know. Those were nice nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then the night I killed. And the night I did really well, quite honestly. The worst was at Swizzles. And this might have happened twice, where I hosted and I got so nervous. I just got really angry and negative and yelled at the audience.
Oh no.
I chased people. I chased two guys. They were going to come in. They saw it was a comedy show, so they stopped. And I saw them and I was like, get in here. And I was screaming, get in here. And they
and they're like,
up the stairs. I put the mic down and I chased them and I screamed top my lungs. And I came back in and it was tense. Like I just hit my kid or something. And I was like, come on, guys. It's comedy. We're going to chase people around streets.
You come down here, you come in.
Yeah.
That should be the rule. Don't hesitate at the door.
You made the journey down the stairs.
Yeah, come in the damn door.
So yeah, I just lost my cool because I don't know. I wasn't in host mode, and I don't know. So yeah, whenever I happened a couple times at Swizzles.
Was that your first time hosting, or you'd hosted before? Or
no, I've hosted before. And I really wanted to at first. I asked to host, and just after a time, I just realized it's just not for me. I don't want to engage with the audience that much. Just want to do the bare minimum of engagement.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. That's what I've noticed. Like the host, you've got to engage with the audience, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and so I didn't want to do that. So after I did my 6 minutes and realized I haven't introduced any comics yet, I don't know what I'm going to talk about for the next hour and a half. So I brought like old books on stage and like read chapter like red
Passages.
lines, passages from books from like romance novels, and gave the books out as gifts to the audience. So I just, yeah, I don't know. Some people said they liked it, but
You didn't feel
yeah, I don't think I'm a
you
host.
didn't like it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I only
what,
felt
like-
good. I only felt good
Go
like
ahead.
hosting the roast battles at Poor Boy.
Okay. Okay.
So I feel more in my zone.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense that you'd be more comfortable, like, yeah, in your zone, like hosting something in your zone. What's your method for like putting together bits and stuff like that? Like, where do you get your ideas?
I'd love to. Yeah, I wish I had a good answer for that because I'm not quite. They still just kind of just come to me, and I just write it when it just hits me, and that's
Okay.
really when I get my best stuff. And it's really just I try to just write and not stop writing. So I have another notebook of just crazy writing. Like none of it's funny except like one line, and then maybe that I can get something out of that, and so I write about that, and it gets a little easier.
So you just write like the whole idea and then craft
basically
it after?
Yeah, I have to write a manifesto and then edit that down to one line and work my way up from there. Maybe I need a better method.
How would you sorry, go ahead.
Actually, I think I actually do need to be better at joke writing because I only ever like when it hits me, like I sit down and try, and I don't know how to make it work, you know. I only do it when like a joke like just comes to me and I'm like, okay, let's work off that.
Okay.
But to write a joke just like through like thinking of a joke. Oof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
So you don't have you don't. I know some people like would say, okay, every day for an hour I'm going to write or whatever amount of time. You don't do that?
I hold a notebook in my hand while I watch TV.
Okay, in case something jumps out at you or hits you.
Well, I say like I'm gonna write, and then I'm like, this show's good. I haven't watched Futurama in a while, so I just hold my notebook and I watch TV. That's my writing.
That's your writing.
Yeah.
Like, how would you, if like say someone has never seen your act before, like how would you describe your style? Your comedic style?
Nervous, optimistic, cynicism, cutesy. I don't. You'll either get like a really, really fun-loving, confident guy, or you're gonna get a big angry host. You'll probably get the first guy though. You'll probably get a good time.
Well, I have to say, I think you're hilarious. I die laughing every time I see you perform.
Thank you.
You're hilarious. Is there anything that either you learned on your own or somebody showed you or taught you that you know like today that you wish you knew when you first got started?
Yeah, just like don't be afraid to like bug people that've been at it for a while. Like when you're first starting out, like they want to be bugged. They want to give off their wisdom and pretend they know what they're talking about. So I'll say just don't be nervous about like getting into it. And also I would say start much earlier.
Yeah, that's my regret. I wish I had started earlier.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Because I only have like 6 good years left and then I'm dead. You know, like, then I'm carted off to the home. You know?
You'll be the funniest one in the home.
I know, the funniest one in the home, exactly.
Until I get there a few years later.
Yeah. Well, I'll be dead by the time you get there.
Look who had a stroke. I'm back. That'll be fun. A nice rivalry. I don't know. I think I'll probably be in the old folks home when I'm like 46. The doctors will be like, it's for the best. You might as well.
Oh my God.
Early retirement.
Oh my God. So how have you been keeping busy over quarantine, during the quarantine so far?
Uh, well, I'm still working. I'm working from home, so I'm doing a lot of animating. So I got my days covered. And,
Mhm.
I just been doing what I did before the quarantine. Was just chill in my place. Yeah, just no comedy. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're
Yeah.
all missing it. We're all missing it. Like, have you done any like online, like virtual open mics or anything like that? Have you tried it?
No, I haven't. Didn't really want to give those a shot. I mean, me and George did our like roasting, but that
Hmm.
was, was a little different. But I don't know if I would do a Zoom. I don't think I could do it.
Oh no? Okay.
No, I need a laughing audience in front of my face for it to work. That's the,
Yeah, I always say I'm always like encouraging comics. Like every comic I speak to, it's like try it at least twice. I came up with that I think yesterday, not yesterday, Monday. Try it at least twice because it's gonna feel weird the very
Mhm.
first time, but you know.
I don't know how long we have left until. Do you know? I haven't been kept like reading up. Do you know when comedy could be happening? Still up in the
No
air? Okay.
idea. Still
Okay.
up in the air
Okay.
because like they're opening up, places are opening up. Like there's the thing with the patios being
Oh
open,
yeah,
but you're
yeah.
not allowed to like sing or dance. Like you can't be happy on the patio. Apparently,
No
you got to
fun.
sit there in misery. You know?
The
You gotta
Ottawa
sit there
Fun
and cry.
Police are here.
Exactly. Yeah, there's something about like no singing or dancing on
This
the
is
patios.
Footloose.
Exactly.
John Lithgow comes in. What are you doing?
It's like stop it. The Bible and a cross, like stop like this. Yeah, so that's the last thing I had heard is that like patios are opening up, but you're not allowed
Okay.
to be happy on them. You just sit there
Okay.
in misery.
They'll
But
drink more.
yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I'm thinking places don't want you to linger. It's not like before where you could go to a
Right.
restaurant and you could sit there, you know,
Yeah.
for hours if you wanted to. Um, I think places that have opened up where you can actually go in and sit down, I think they're trying to get you out as quickly, like sit down, eat your meal, get the hell out, sort of thing,
Right.
you know? So, yeah. But I think comedy clubs and like pubs and stuff like that are going to be one of the last places to open because typically those places are like more fun and more successful when they're packed.
I think there's going to be like a 2 week boom where it's just going to be packed. Everyone's going to be all shows all the time. Then I'll go back to normal very quick.
Yeah, I think it'll be like those first few weeks in January at the gym, where
Yes,
everyone's there and everyone's like, and
the
then it
January
peters
gym
off
effect. Yeah,
exactly. Then by February, it's all the regulars are,
because people
you
are going to
know,
be like, "Oh, we can see independent comedy again." Oh yeah,
yeah, oh yeah, we're
that's
not
what
gonna
it
go
is.
again.
Why is he screaming at us?
Like I hope because I've heard different opinions where, um, on one hand, people think that we need to laugh and like comedy clubs or like comedy shows in general are gonna have like a heyday and like a rebirth sort of thing because everyone's gonna be clamoring for like for laughs, like make me laugh sort of thing. And
Yeah,
then I've heard other opinions where some people think it's dead. I don't think it's dead. I
no,
don't
it's
think
not
it'll
that.
ever be dead,
No,
but it's just going to be different, you know?
yeah, it's not dead.
Yeah,
People want it.
for sure. For sure.
It better not be dead.
No, I know. I
I always
know.
feel bad when I see history stuff about things that go out of style, and I think, what if someone just got into that profession? What if someone
Hmm.
just became a blacksmith? What if someone, and I feel bad. Like, oh,
Yeah,
they're out. No.
because if I spent years
Yeah.
studying and apprenticing and then
Yeah.
boom, it's
Yep.
done.
Put down that
You know?
quill. We got printing presses now. Idiot.
Exactly. No one writes with feathers anymore.
Yeah.
Like that.
You can shine the guillotines.
It's true. It's true. But I know like when everything shut down, it was a shock because it was just
Yeah.
yeah. Because like I was in Toronto when SARS hit and all of that stuff, and there was no quarantine and stuff like that. So for like the entire world to be like, okay, everyone's in quarantine, that was just kind of mind blowing.
That's true. It's the first time where an illness actually seemed serious. So I remember just
Hmm.
every few years, it's monkeypox, it's
Yeah, yeah.
mad
Swine
cow
flu,
disease, swine flu. They're
exactly,
running out of animals.
exactly. You kangaroo something or whatever eventually, you know. But it's true. And then like every couple of years, there's like an Ebola scare. But the thing
Yeah.
is, like we were never forced into our homes and to stay there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yes. And it is every few years. So like in every like 5 or 6 years, like a meat company accidentally poisons 1,000 people and they have to
yeah,
apologize on TV.
yeah. Recall everything and
Yeah.
apologize, and oh, we're gonna burn the plant down and build a new one, and it's never gonna happen again.
And no one cares. It's like, oh, this brand was poisoned for a month. Not my brand. Oh,
Yeah,
good.
that's true. Phew. Yeah, exactly.
Maple Leaf? No, no, no.
Okay, Maple
Not
Leaf
me.
safe. Phew. It's true, and it's like, yeah. So this was just weird that everything is shut down and just waiting to get into a store and then like having to wear a mask and all of these things. It
Mhm.
just seems it's strange. I don't think I'll ever get used to it.
No,
Mhm.
no. It's, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
never get
it's just
used to
one,
it.
yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I'll do it. I'm gonna do it if I need, if I need to wear gloves and a mask to go into XYZ store, I'll do it.
But
But
it helps me not overshop.
yeah,
Like do I need tinfoil or do I want tinfoil? Because oof.
it's true. It's true. It's true.
I hate following lines at the grocery store because I like to go like over there, then I go way over
Mhm.
there. I don't like to go
Yeah.
like back and forth to the same aisles. I like to go to the fun ones first. That's bread.
Exactly.
That's what I mean by fun nowadays.
And the thing is, it's like, especially if it's a store you're familiar with, where everything is, and you're like, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
need eggs, I'm gonna go here. I need this, I'm gonna go there. But if you like, following the arrows,
Yeah,
you can't just dart across the store to the freezer aisle sort of thing. You've got to,
we need the one thing.
yeah, exactly.
First,
So it's
we
like
need
I'm always
change.
looking at
Yeah,
the arrows. Sort of
yeah.
thing.
So which way? And everyone else, they don't care. They'll go across the arrow. They'll stand beside you while squeezing a pear, and you'd be like, "What? Get away from
Don't
me!"
touch it. Exactly.
Yeah, don't squeeze. You know
Don't
what?
squeeze.
No squeezing pears. Just hope for the best. At this point, no squeezing
Squeeze them when you
pears.
get them home. Like
Yeah,
that.
they're no good. They're no good. Should have bought more.
You tried. Oh my
This one
god.
looks firm.
Because I know it's different now. It's not as crazy, but I know at the beginning of the quarantine, the first few times that I went to the LCBO, like I order it online now and pick it up, do the curbside pickup. But when I actually physically went to the store, it was like you're lining up and everything. But before they even let you in the store, I remember they read us the riot act. Have you been outside of the country? Do you have a cold? Do you have a fever?
Yeah,
Were you facing north when you woke up this morning, sort of thing.
and we all know alcoholics never lie. That's not one of their traits. Addicts don't lie. So a bang up job there, LCBO.
And they were like, follow at this point at the beginning. I don't think they had the arrows, but they were like, don't get too close to anyone. If you go within 6 feet, they said that they will physically remove you. out of the store. Like it was like, I'm not sure if I want to go in now.
With like a big cane, or they actually?
I don't know how they would do it. Just come up to you and grab you and drag you out by your, but like by your neck. But they were like,
"Get out of here!"
They weren't messing around. They weren't messing around, and that's before you even went through the threshold. It's a little more relaxed now. They're not bombarding you with those questions, but
I must have started going when it got a little more relaxed, because it did seem so bad.
Yeah, because this was early on. And I know the first 2 weeks I was in like absolute quarantine because I had been out of the country, so I didn't go anywhere. So I didn't leave the house in that point, because I knew anywhere I went and they asked me, and I'd be like, yes, I was out of the country within the last 2 weeks, and they won't let me in. So
yeah.
I just stayed home,
It's very honest of you.
I know people are lying and they're running a fever and coughing. Oh, I'm fine. Allergies.
Lying comes to you later. Oh, I could have made something up. I could have said that. Gee willikers.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
I'm too naive with stuff like that. I'm like, la 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 la.
No, it's responsible.
My default is the truth.
Yeah. That's good. It's admirable.
Oh my God. Are there have you gotten any hate? Have you ever gotten unsolicited criticism, unconstructive or non-constructive criticism, or hate mail or anything like that? Do you have to deal with that?
No hate mail. No. Like we said before on mine and George's podcast, I had someone try to sabotage me once.
Really?
But I don't know who that was. So yeah, everyone knows about it though. We talked about it. Someone faked a Facebook chat and tried to convince Absolute that I was going to sabotage the contest.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's messed up. That is crazy.
Funny. Yeah.
You ever found out who it was? You don't know who did it?
I didn't really do much sleuthing.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. They didn't come back.
Insane.
They didn't return to the scene of the crime. Whatever.
Oh my God! Did you have to do a lot of defending of yourself or anything, or?
No. I just like you. I told the truth, and it was rough because Jason and the other guys from Absolute, after the contest, they talked to you as a group about how you could improve and what you did good, what you did bad, and they had to ask me about it, and
you're like, no.
They had to be like, were you going to rip open your shirt and yell stuff about yuck yucks? And I'm like, and I just came from outside where I smoked a big old joint with everyone. I forgot about them talking to me about my performance, so I was already nervous about that, and they asked that, and I'm like, what? What? I was so confused. And then they showed me the fake chat, and I'm like, you've been duped. And he didn't believe me because I'm so nervous and weird, especially when I'm high. And I was trying to be all cutesy, and he thought I was being nervous when I was just being nervous.
You thought you're acting suspicious.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He even called me back again to ask me again, because I was walking around, going up to empty chairs, going, I don't want to sit there, and just being all weird because I was like, what just happened? And I need to sit down. So come back here. Are you sure you didn't do it? I'm like, yeah, I'm just really high. And he thought that was funny, and so I think he believed me.
Oh my God.
That's the closest thing to whatever.
Oh my God.
But it was
closest
fun.
thing to you were almost sabotaged.
It was sabotage.
God.
Maybe that's
sabotage.
Maybe that's too serious of a word. It wasn't me, it was sabotage. You, sirs, have been bamboozled.
Bamboozled? Hoodwinked.
You've been hoodwinked, good sirs. It's poppycock. Here's what really happened.
I'm looking at the comments, and Caesar wrote, "Jeff, I fucking miss you, buddy."
I miss you too, Caesar.
So Caesar misses you.
Yeah, I miss Caesar. And his crazy opinions, huh?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. Like I hardly see him online either, you know? So
I think he's knowing very little of him. I think he's playing video games in the basement that he lives in.
Okay. So how is the podcast going?
Oh, it's good. Yeah. We did a couple that I don't think we've released yet. We did one with David Haddad. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He called us from his bedroom hot tub. You believe that shit?
Bedroom hot tub.
It's a hot tub in his bedroom.
Wow. Because George told me he was in a hot tub, but I didn't know it was in his bedroom. That's very posh.
Why would you leave?
Exactly. Exactly. Go from my bed to the tub, and then back to my bed, then back to the tub. That would be my that would be my existence. That would be my existence. You know.
That's good. George keeps trying to find guests, and I always say okay.
I had fun when I was on.
Yeah.
I was the first woman, I think.
I think so. I believe so.
Yeah, I think I was the first woman.
Oh, then we kept that going for a little while. We had Lisa.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna try to keep it going, but then we had a dude.
Okay.
Then we had Mitch. Mitch ruined everything.
Mitch ruined everything. Let me see. What else could I ask? Do you have any like rituals that you do before you perform? Like any like habits? Like, you know how hockey players do, like whether it's their sticks or they only walk on like one side of the hallway. Like, do you have any things like that?
No,
that you do before you perform?
I don't. And actually, like being here in quarantine and thinking about like this is another like I'm trying to change a lot of things, and I probably should have like a ritual or something that helps me relax before a performance, because what I'm usually doing is going through my set really fast, like that's going to help, and just being like, oh man, I hope I don't forget this. So I probably should have some sort of mantra, or I don't know.
And also, if you're writing roasts before you go up, you don't have a chance to like relax or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's relaxing sometimes if I get on a roll.
Okay.
So that could be. Okay. I could do that. I could just write random roasts before I do my stand-up sets.
Like what? Do you have like any like comics that you admire that you get inspiration from, like
anywhere or general area? Ottawa.
Anywhere. Whether it's local or global, anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can get all over the place with comics. Like a lot I saw as a kid that I still love. Like, who really got me into stand-up was John Panette, especially that one Just for Laughs set he did, because that would be on TV every day, and when it was his, So he was great. I think it's hilarious. And yeah, like guys from that time, like Dave Attell, just like a joke teller, just throws the jokes out like a fucking machine gun.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah. And
like
and newer ones now, Mark Normand, I think is great. We can talk about just for joke.
Mark Normand? Okay.
Mark Normand, yeah. Just for joke writing.
Okay. Do you like the joke writing process, or which do you prefer, joke writing or performing, or
performing? Yeah. Yeah, the performing. I like the writing, but there's parts of it that are too tedious or too boring. But performing's always great.
Would you be able to perform material that was written for you, or would you prefer to write it yourself?
I wouldn't want to do that because I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. No, I wouldn't.
Okay. Because I know like there's some people who like big names that have like writers that write their sets.
I'm always a little bummed out when I hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's good stuff that they're delivering, and it's always a bit of a letdown when it's like,
yeah,
oh, they didn't write, somebody wrote that for them. Yeah.
yeah. I like that person. I want to hear from them.
Mm,
And I like comics who don't, because every once in a while they bomb, and it's humbling, and I love it. I love
yeah.
when a big comedian bombs. It's great.
How do you handle bombing?
Not well.
No.
I started off just powering through it, or just talk too fast and start flop sweating. Now, yeah, I mean, like, no matter what, they always love it when you point out that you're bombing. So long as you can be funny with that, like, they always love it. I don't know why. They love when you acknowledge your failures. You just get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I think
So you just
I don't
gotta.
know if it's like something that it makes you more relatable or something.
Oh,
I
they're
don't know
like,
what
"I'll
it
come
is.
back. You're one of us. Oh, we're sorry. Here's a laugh. We'll try to laugh at your jokes, buddy."
Do you have a lot of people? Because I have people that say this to me, like, "Oh, I could never go up there. I couldn't do that."
Yeah, that's what I told myself for years. So you could,
Yeah, yeah,
because people who usually say that, I don't think ever really wanted to in the first place.
yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because people who want to always say, "I always want to."
Hmm. And even being scared, they do it anyway. At some point, they
Yeah,
will do it, even if they're scared. Yeah,
even if it's just
yeah.
one time when they're like 50. They're like, "I'm trying this." No,
I'm
I
gonna
don't mean. I
try
mean
this.
like whenever, or like someone's in their 60s, it's the retirement party. I always want to try stand up. It's all his friends in the audience. That's fine.
Yeah,
I just say do it once when you're 60. That's what I say to everyone.
yeah,
I always
yeah.
want to try stand up. Nah.
Don't
Live a,
don't do
live a
it.
live a full life and give it a shot.
Because were you hooked on it like after the first time you did it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I knew
Mm,
I would be too. Yeah, I love stand up ever since I was a
yeah,
kid. Yeah.
same, same, same. I don't think I expected to love it more than I already did. That kind of surprised me, like that I went to like another level of like loving it and respecting it after I performed for the first time.
Yeah.
It was like I
Because
didn't
now,
think it was
yeah,
possible.
because now you know a little more like how, like, yeah, I guess more respect on the craft
Hmm.
and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I never went into it thinking it was easy. Like I knew that
Yeah.
it was that when they make it look easy, that's like years of experience and practice and all of that. Like I knew like the amount of work and stuff that went into it. Um, but like I just love all of that. I just loved all of that.
When you're at a club and you get on a roll and you're like killing, do you ever like almost catch yourself while you're doing it and be like, "Holy shit, this is happening"? What?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know why, but I just gotta keep going. This is great.
exactly. Because I
Just
performed at
yeah.
Absolute in February, and it was the same thing. Like things were going really well. I was feeling good, and the crowd was like really positive towards me. And they've got that mirror at the back, right? And I looked up and I saw myself, and like to me, it felt like everything just froze, and I was like, I'm just
Hmm.
standing. I'm standing. I'm doing it, sort of thing. Like I didn't freak out, but it like hit me like, holy shit,
They put that
what are
there
you
to weed.
doing?
They put that there to weed out the weak comedians. It's me. Ah! They run.
Like this, because like you can't miss yourself when you
Yeah.
can't miss it. But it was just like this instant that like I was turning to like address say this part of the room, and I was like, holy cow, I'm on stage. Like so that was kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just, I can't describe the feeling, but it was just like, oh my god, you know
Yeah. Yeah. And I like it when I catch myself when I'm like talk like when an audience member. I don't talk to the audience unless they talk first.
Mm-hmm.
And my instinct is always just don't think, just respond. Just try not to be mean. That's my only rule.
Yeah.
And it usually works out well. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't interact that much. I like verbally
No.
with the crowd. Like I'll look at people and stuff like that, but to like say have a conversation or address things directly to specific people,
Yeah.
I don't really do that.
I mean, we will one day.
One day, yeah. Like if someone says something directly to me, like that's different. But to say I'm going to go up there and talk to people, no.
Yeah, to go up to someone and be like, "You two dating?" I'm not. That's rude. I'm not gonna. You're on a date. Leave them alone, Jeff.
Yeah, like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But I do remember I used to go to a lot of comedy shows, live comedy shows when I was like growing up in Montreal. And I remember going to, I think it was a Comedy Nest before it moved to its present location. Right. And for whatever reason, I was with he was my boyfriend at the time, but my ex-husband, and they placed us right at the like front center, little table front center. And we were so nervous because we were like, we're in front. If we make eye contact, he's going to kill us, sort of thing. And so we were just so nervous. And I think the guy, like the comedian, realized that these two are terrified. I'm just going to leave them alone. You know, and that was like the first time I did not enjoy a comedy show.
Yeah.
The first and only time.
I had that too. Me and my girlfriend at the time, now ex-girlfriend, we went to Absolute, and they parked us in the front, and my girlfriend, knowing me, was like, "Oh, can we get one in the back? Because we don't want to be talked to. We don't want to be looked at."
Yeah, we just want to enjoy the show.
And he was like, "Oh, don't worry. They're not going to talk to you. It'll be fine." And so we found a waitress and went, "Hey, can you move us?" And then she did. It was great. Because I can't be up there because, I don't know. My feet are like on the stage almost. I don't want to be that close to comedy. Unless I'm doing it.
Because I remember it was just so like we were just like, oh shit, like he's gonna pick on us and stuff like that. So I literally sat like this the whole time, just like looking at my drink. Yeah. And occasionally I'd like look up at the stage, but it was just so terrifying. And it was like, and I can't remember if we asked to be moved or not. I don't remember, but we were sitting like front and center, and it was like awful.
Yeah, that would have been a bad time for me. I would not have enjoyed the show.
You know, I don't mind being close to the front, but I don't want to be right in the front. Like that's
that's why sometimes in clubs, the people right in the front row when you're performing look like to not have the greatest time because they're nervous.
They're nervous. Yeah.
Just when I make eye contact with them, they're like,
like, don't look at me.
I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah. It's like, I know you're there. I'll leave you alone, sort of thing. You know, because short of sitting like this. You know?
Yeah, which would be rude to the comic.
Yes.
Averting your gaze. You're just on stage and everyone was just like, guys. No.
Well, I remember going. I'm not gonna look. I remember going to. This was a bar, but they were having a comedy night. They're having a comedy night. This is at least 20 years ago in Montreal on the West Island. And they had the lineup was maybe 5 or 6 comedians. And I remember there was one woman. And there weren't very many people. Like I was at a table with my friends, and then there were other like tables of people. And I thought everyone was hilarious. It was really good. And we were laughing and everything. The woman came on, and this man that was sitting at a table behind us, that's the moment he decided he's taking out his newspaper. So she starts talking and he does all of this and like,
yeah.
And I was just like, that's like, what's wrong with you? Sort of thing. And she's trying to get his attention. She's like, excuse me, sir. Like I'm like working here. Can you put your paper down or something? He just ignored her. And I was just like, what the hell? Like get up and like go outside or move or something. Yeah. Like it was just so.
That's worse. I think that's worse than a phone.
Yeah.
Taking a whole newspaper out.
The whole newspaper and just held it up and was just like reading it like he was alone in the room. Like there wasn't a show going on, you know, 20 feet from him. You know, and like that stuck. That just stuck with me, and I was
that's
just
why
like,
you don't have a well-lit room in a comedy show. People take out their newspapers and magazines, start doing crosswords and jumbles. It's a mess.
like it was just like it was awful. And it was like the minute she set foot on the stage, he's like, "Okay, there's my cue," and like opened it up. Yeah, it was so
just making it
obnoxious.
clear.
Yeah, it was just so obnoxious, you know. But yeah, like I used to go to a lot of shows um, before. I would go to like Just for Laughs shows and stuff like that during the festivals
Sweet.
and everything. Yeah, yeah.
You see anyone? Who'd you see? Like what kind of comics?
I went to one year. I went to two galas, and one of them, John. I remember Jon Stewart was the host. And then in the other gala, I think it was Jeff Foxworthy was the host of that one. And then on, I think it was on the gala with Jeff Foxworthy. There was I think his name's Ron. His last name
Ron
escapes
White?
me. Yes, where he always has like a cigar and like a glass of bourbon. Yeah, he was on it. I love him. I think he's funny.
Yeah,
so he was on it, and then who else? I think Jeremy Hotz was on one of the one of those gala shows where he's like this at the microphone.
Love Jeremy Hotz.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say him too when you asked that question about influences. Him too.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him. And then I don't remember all the acts, but those are the ones that stood out because I remember I went to, I think it was two Fridays in a row. I went by myself. I bought myself a ticket and went down, to Place des Arts to watch them. Awesome. And then like other times, like with friends, we go to because practically every bar in Montreal would be doing comedy, just like during the jazz festival. Every restaurant has music of some kind. So we, a bunch of us would go down on the weekend and just go from club to club, checking out the acts. And I just remember thinking out how amazing it was, how amazing it was. So
then 20 years later, you said, I'm going to give it a shot.
I'm going to give it a shot. I think it's time. I think it's time. Yeah.
I've worked on my 6 minutes long enough.
It's all stuff from 1994.
So Y2K's coming. Oh.
Are you guys ready for Y2K? Was down at Blockbuster the other night, and
I ran into Saddam Hussein, and he said to me, "Let's do the Macarena."
Macarena. Oh my god. But yeah, no, like I have good memories of like comedy festivals because I remember the very first one that was run, the very first Just for Laughs. I was a kid when it first the very first one,
that was
and
like
then it just ballooned
early
into
80s, right?
Yeah, it was like 82 or something like that. Because I was a teenager. I was like 13 or 14, something like that. And it just to see how it's ballooned into this like premier world famous festival, has been incredible. Has been incredible. Like what are your goals for comedy for yourself?
I mean, I would think I'd probably have a good time in like a writer's room. I think I'd do good there, but have to make some life changes, get that going. But something like that would be nice, or just just be a comic, just a working comic.
Mm-hmm.
My age, at this point, I don't need to be on TV. TV's a cesspool. Yeah. Ugh, I don't need to be there.
As I know, like a lot of like say like Jerry Seinfeld and Ray Romano and all of those have made have become actors.
Mm-hmm.
And I know like I've never been able to act. I have no desire to act.
Yeah.
Like that's not a game. It was never a game plan for me. Like acting never appealed to me, so
Yeah, I couldn't run a sitcom. I'm not a sitcom dad. I would scare the audience. I'd be like I'd be like a stepdad sitcom or something. Yeah. But that was the
did
thing
you
back in the
sorry
that was
yeah,
the
that
thing back in
exactly,
the day
that
was
was
get your
that was the
sitcom.
goal.
Yeah. Now it's, I guess, just do a bunch of specials on Netflix.
Yeah, I think that's the new sitcom sort of
Yeah.
thing, because that was the thing where you go to, like, they come to Just for Laughs, and then you get like a development deal if you did really well for a sitcom or something. But now I think it's
Yeah.
more like specials. You get a series of specials. You do, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 specials for Netflix
That's
or whatever.
I was gonna say that's better, but probably not financially, but it's better for a comic to
Hmm.
do a bunch of specials instead of a shitty
Yeah,
sitcom.
exactly. Because at least you're still doing comedy.
Yeah.
You're still doing your
Because
comedy.
then
It's not.
then you come out of the 10 seasons of the show and you never did stand up, you're a billionaire, you're out of touch.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because I
Yeah.
watched on Netflix a few weeks ago with Ray Romano, and it was like he went to, I think, two or three comedy clubs that when he was in the circuit, like before
Yeah.
his TV show, that he went to, like, the clubs that where he got his start, and did like 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes at each club. And he would just show up, and people in the audience were like, "Oh my god," like this, and he was good. He was funny.
I do like his
He was
stand up.
funny.
I think he's a
Yeah,
pretty funny guy.
yeah.
I remember him back from remember Dr. Katz? It was a
No.
mid 90s cartoon about like a therapist, but his the people in therapy were comedians and they were just doing his act to him. And that was half the show. The other half was about the therapist's life. So
Okay,
yeah,
no, I don't
I
remember
remember
that
him
show.
from that. Yeah.
I don't remember
It
that
was yeah,
show.
it was the niche show. It has its
Yeah,
audience.
but yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
was
he's
pretty good.
funny. Hmm.
I like him a lot too. He's a good actor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I enjoyed seeing that special. Did you see the Jerry Seinfeld special?
Yeah, I saw it about a week or so ago.
What
Yeah.
did you think?
I think it will alter how people remember him when he dies. They're like, oh yeah, remember when that really shitty one where he's out of touch and he's a stupid old man and he looks all gross, so he looks like a ventriloquist puppet. He's had a bunch of weird work done and he's all creepy. Remember that one? Ugh. But the show was good.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
It was
I
pretty
was
rough.
disappointed.
I had
Yeah,
it on. I didn't listen to most of it, but when I was listening, it was nothing special at
yeah,
all.
yeah. Because he had
Pretty.
a couple funny things, but
Yeah.
overall, I was like, it's not the it's
Mhm.
that's not the Seinfeld that that we know. You know what I mean? It was just, I
I
don't know. It
think the
seemed too
rule, yeah,
simple, like
yeah. I think the rule
simple for
is
him.
once you own over 50 cars, you probably can't relate to the common man anymore.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. Because I know I was disappointed because I was looking forward to it, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not. I wasn't.
You're a big Seinfeld fan?
I was. No, like I
This
like like
quarantine's
I
changed
love
everything.
because I love the show, like the
Yeah,
sitcom, and I had seen many of his specials, and I just thought, like, just his grasp of the language, and that just the he was just so clever, and everything, and I really admired that, and I thought it was funny because it was just like like the show about nothing. It was just very simple, mundane things that he was able
yeah.
to turn into hilarious these hilarious stories. And I just kind of I didn't feel that in this one,
Yeah,
you know.
he's not really speaking from the heart about anything.
Yeah. And before this, I'm thinking he was like within the year. I watched something on Netflix again. Like I like the show he does, comedians in cars
Yeah.
drinking coffee. Like I think that's funny because that's just like banter.
Yeah.
But there was a special where he was going to comedy clubs, like just to test out material, I guess, for this special. I guess I don't quite remember, but it was fairly recent. It was like within the last year or so, because I was in Ottawa when I watched it. I think it was like last summer, and like the reception at the clubs, like people were surprised to see him, but a lot of people were like, "What are you doing here?" sort of thing. You know, why are you here? Like, why are you doing this?
This is too much.
Yeah, yeah, you know. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just trying material," and they're like, "Why? Like, why do you need to do this?
It's good. It'll work." There.
And then you have people like Jay Leno, who's never stopped performing.
Yeah.
You know, that even doing the Tonight Show every weekend, I think he'd go off to some club and perform for the weekend. You know,
I guess he did like private shows and stuff. I guess stuff like that.
I think he did like club shows. I think he did like comedy clubs or like campus shows and stuff.
Oh yeah,
because I remember I saw an interview like a few years ago, and he said that he didn't want to lose touch with what, you know, like he likes talking with
the thing
like
is,
up and coming.
Yeah, I like that, but it doesn't show through his humor or his jokes.
Yeah,
I always hear he's good with the comics who are on the show. He always talks to them, and he loves comedy. And I saw him on interviews, and actually seems like a good guy. But man, we're like, apparently he was a good comic before the Tonight Show, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, no, because I have a friend who loved Jay Leno, and every time he came through Montreal, my friend would go and see him. Like loved his stand up.
That's a little weird.
Stand up. Yeah, before, and this was like years before this would have been in the like late 80s, early 90s, before the Tonight Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You were just wee. You were a little boy.
Yeah, I was a little baby.
You're a baby.
Yeah, because most people are angry at Jay Leno and hate him. I don't hate him. I just don't find him I don't get how he's funny.
Yeah, no, because I remember his stand up and he was good.
Okay,
he was good. Yeah. And I think that's why I still like him, because I remember his stand up, you know. But if, like, say somebody like your age who just really only knows him from the Tonight Show,
from late night,
from late night, you'll have a totally different perspective.
I watched a lot of late night as a kid. I loved David Letterman. That was almost a kid's show. They just did stupid funny. Tricks and silly, Oops. And my God, what was that?
My earpod. I don't know what I did, but my earpod. My AirPod flew out of my.
It sounded a lot heavier. It sounded like it dropped.
Because it landed on the tray of my printer, so it sounded like something heavy, and with the microphone too. So it sounded a lot bigger than it was. So we're gonna wrap up because it's going on 9. But I want to thank you so much for your time and for talking with me over this past hour.
Had a blast. It was great.
It was fun. Is there anything that you'd like to promote or boost?
Watch The Loud House on Nickelodeon. That's the cartoon I work on.
Loud House?
Watch it, kids.
Okay. On Nickelodeon? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And hopefully we'll see each other in person soon and performing.
I'm sure we will.
All of that. And until then, we'll keep in touch and stay safe.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone.